Well, I'm on the winning side. Yes, I'm on the winning side.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Winning Side Podcast with Jeremy Coburnett, pastor of Victory Baptist Church in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. It is God's desire for His people to experience victory and to live on the winning side each and every day. We are so glad that you have joined us today and pray you will be blessed as you listen to today's edition of The Winning Side with Pastor Jeremy Coburnett.
Thank you for joining us today. It is Tuesday, October 4th. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're enjoying the fall time of year and the fall weather. I know for some people, your diets change during the fall, right? You got to have different foods, different snacks. Of course, you got to have something with pumpkin in it, whether it's a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin dessert or a pumpkin flavored coffee, they've got pumpkin flavored everything. But I hope you're doing good today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And we're glad to have you with us on the radio, 95.9 FM. We welcome you, those that are listening on our radio app and those on our podcast, we welcome you. And then those who are watching by way of Facebook and those that are watching by way of YouTube, we are so thankful to have you with us today. It's amazing to me, the technology. There used to be a day where you would be driving down the road and you could listen to the radio, of course. But then we never had a car like this when I was growing up, but my uncle had some old classic cars and they'd have the 8-tracks. I remember seeing those. We had many vehicles with cassette players. Those were pretty cool. And then the CD player, but now it's MP3 and you can have plug in your iPhone or your iPod to your stereo, whatever. But think about now, you can have the radio, but you can also on your phone or on your device, you can pull up radio stations and pull up music and preaching and teaching from everywhere. It's amazing, the technology. And I'm thankful we have the technology. And now, not only can you listen, but you can watch. It's mind-blowing. But I hope you always use the technology for good. You can always say, well, technology, it's, messing. Well, and I know there's bad things, of course. Did you know you can find bad stuff on the radio too? The problem is not so much the technology. The problem is how we use it. And I hope we'll use it as a tool for that which is good, to glorify the Lord and to edify and to build up God's people. And that's our desire for WVFV 95.9 FM. And that's our desire for our Winning Side broadcast every day, that it would be a help, that people would be encouraged, that people would be saved, and that Jesus Christ would be glorified. Well, I want to say today we got some birthdays. We've got one birthday today is Andy Evans. Andy's a young man in our church and in our school. Happy birthday to you, Andy. I believe 16 today. Happy birthday. And then we have a young lady who's no longer in our church. She's moved away, but she is 100 years old today. And a happy birthday to Mary Hawkins. And she's moved away. She lives with her family in Durham. But I hope, Miss Mary, hope you have a wonderful day and a happy birthday to you. 100 years young. Congratulations. And then we've got 2 anniversaries today. Billy and Kathy Ewer. A happy anniversary to you. And then a happy anniversary to Fats and Nora Warren. Brother Fats just celebrated last week his 88th birthday. And Fats and Nora Warren, you folks are such a blessing. Hope you have a great day and a very happy anniversary to you. Well, let's be in prayer. Tonight is the night for our ladies, your fall fellowship, and I hope you plan to come, be here in the Evans building at 7 o'clock. And it'll be a great time of food. You'll have fellowship. There'll be a challenge from the Word of God. And I hope you'll plan to come tonight and be a part of that. Tomorrow night, prayer meeting, Bible study, Teens on Target, Master Clubs all begin at 7 o'clock. And then this Saturday is our church harvest party, and I hope you'll plan to come. Be at the school property at 5 o'clock, and we'll have food, all kinds of activities. Be a wonderful time. Well, let's go to a song, and then right after this song, we're going to get back into Psalm 144 and pick up where we left off yesterday. Hope you enjoy this song, and then we'll get into the Bible study.
Of sin and defeat, high as the heavens, as deep as the sea. But no matter what the sin is, there's one thing I know: God's grace reaches farther than sin could ever go. Justice called for payment, the blood sacrifice. Mercy made provision, Jesus paid the price. All who call upon Him are washed as white as snow. God's grace reaches farther than sin could ever go. On Calvary's mountain, the sin debt was paid. The Lamb of God was slain there. Atonement was made through that death and resurrection, and the blood that still flows. God's grace reaches farther than sin could ever go. Justice called for payment, the blood sacrifice. Mercy made provision, Jesus paid the price. All who call upon Him are washed as white as snow. God's grace reaches farther than sin could ever go. God's grace reaches farther than sin could ever go.
Psalm 144, verse 1, we read yesterday, "Blessed be the Lord my strength." I hope He is your strength. He was David's strength. David said, "He teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight." Now, I want to remind you that in Bible days, you had to know how to fight. In Bible days, you had to be ready for war. And if you lost the war, it was not just, economic sanctions, or it wasn't just, okay, well, we've got a new president or new king. If you lost the war, many times you lost your life. Many times your city was destroyed. Your children were taken as slaves, and it was an awful, awful thing. And so David recognized the importance of fighting and the importance of warfare. Well, today, in 2022, for God's people, we are in a spiritual battle, and we better be ready to fight. If we're not ready to fight, I want to tell you this: the fight's still coming. Satan is not going to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you're having a rough day. I won't bother you today." Oh no, Satan is looking for your moment of weakness. Satan is looking for an opportunity. Satan never plays fair, and he wants to destroy you. He will lie to you. He will deceive you. He will mislead you. He'll turn people against you. He'll do everything he can to try to destroy you. That is who Satan is. He is a liar. He is a destroyer. He is a deceiver, and he is your enemy, and he's out to get you. So we must ask God to help us, that we're ready, that He would teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight against the world, the flesh, and the devil every single day. Let's look at verse 2. We're looking at, David says, God's power upon him and God giving him strength. Verse 2, my goodness. He's talking about God. He said, God is my goodness. All the good I have in my life is because of God. He is my goodness. He is my fortress. He is my high tower. He is my deliverer. He is my shield, and He in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. The word subdue, it means to conquer or to tread or even to beat down. And David is saying it is God who subdues the people. It is God who conquers. Now, you and I, we don't conquer. Now, I know we say that we need to, be more than conquerors and we need to be victorious, and that's true. But it only comes through God. It doesn't come on our own strength. It is God who is good. It is God who is our fortress. God's the one that gives you protection from the enemy. It is God that is your high tower. From the high tower, you can look and you can see and you can be prepared for the advance of the enemy. David says, God is my deliverer. He's the one that gives deliverance. He's the one that gives victory. He's the one that wins the war. God is my shield. Aren't you thankful that God protects you from a lot of things? There are a lot of things every day that could get you and probably should get you, but God protects you. God has built a hedge. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear Him. God is a shield for us. He is the one in whom we trust. I hope you trust Him. I hope your faith is in Him. I hope your confidence is in Him because He is trustworthy. We see that God is our goodness. Think about being able to be on the battlefield, but while you're on the battlefield, you can feel the safety and you can feel the protection of a fortress. Can you imagine being on the battlefield and yet you feel like you're in the high tower and you can see what's going on? Well, David says, God is all of these things to me. David says, not just when I'm in the fortress, but he says, when I'm fighting, when I'm on the battlefield, God is my fortress. He's a mobile fortress. He moves with us. He watches over us. He cares for us every step of the way. It is God that gives victory. Verse number 4, it says, verse 3, I got to go back even further. Verse 3, Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Verse 5, bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. It is God that gives us the victory. It is God who is in control. Verse 6, cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. The enemies of God, they're in big trouble because they're not just fighting against human strength. They're fighting against the power of God. I'm glad we have the power of God on our side. And we see that David is bragging on God. He's talking about God's power, God's strength, and God's protection in his life while he's in a battle. Today, I want to tell you, I know you're in a battle. I don't know what your battle is, but I know you're in a battle. We're all in a battle. We're in a spiritual battle every day. And every day we must put on the armor of God. Every day we must be equipped with the Bible and equipped with prayer. I'll tell you, that's why we need the church. That's why we need the preaching and the teaching, and we need the instruction, and we need the singing, and we need the Holy Spirit of God, and we need the fellowship of God's people. We must be prepared, and we must be ready to fight in the battles. God is my strength, David said. He is my goodness. It is He in whom I trust. I hope you're trusting Him today. And don't trust yourself. Don't trust in people. Don't put your confidence in man. But today, as you fight the battle, you can put your confidence in a God who is able and a God who is mighty. I hope you have a good day today. Thanks for tuning in, and may God richly bless you.
Yes, I'm on the winning side.
Thank you for joining us today on the Winning Side Podcast with Jeremy Coburnett, pastor of Victory Baptist Church in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. If today's episode encouraged you in your Christian life, would you consider sharing this daily podcast with a friend, a neighbor, maybe a family member, or a coworker? We are grateful for your help in spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. If we can ever be a help to you in any way, please let us know by calling or texting us at 252-308-4600. Thanks again for listening today, and we look forward to having you join us again next time on the Winning Side Podcast with Jeremy Coburnett.